Okay. Hi, and thanks for tuning in. This is the Learn with John Eick podcast, and it's day 46 on my 180-day drive to school. It's a Friday. It's Spirit Day. Role model day. I didn't dress up. It's okay. Someone's got to be ready if the cameras come for some horrible situation. That's why I never dress up on the Spirit days, because I'm like, well, you all dress up and I'll just be there looking like a regular guy when the cameras show up. But that's a different riff altogether. What are we riffing on today, man? It's day 46. We know we're a quarter of the way into the 180 days now, and we're driving to the place where I work and love. I think today, I was thinking about this morning on the way to the car. The best advice my dad ever gave me came in the form of a little 2-inch by 2-inch yellow Post-it note that was stuck to the refrigerator. Stop me if you heard this one before, but it was like just one little line, and my dad had this very recognizable handwriting. He's got a little scribbly handwriting. I got it from him. I think he prints in all capital letters. There's always like an exclamation point. I write the same way. On the refrigerator, I was kind of a chubby kid, so I was always in the refrigerator, so I think he put that there knowing that I was gonna, see what was up. He put this little yellow Post-it note on the refrigerator, and I saw it about a bajillion times growing up, and I think it soaked into my brain bucket, and then throughout the rest of my life, I used that, but I don't know that he and I ever had a conversation about it. Like, he just put the information up there on the refrigerator, and it just let it soak in, which I think is a good parenting technique. I think that's how I should raise my children, is just like Post-it notes all over the house and never talk to anybody. Not that we ever didn't talk. I just don't know that we ever had a conversation about this Post-it note that has had a dramatic effect on my entire life. Like, I've talked about this, I've thought about this, I have utilized this in my own life, and it came from a Post-it note, and no conversation or follow-up or backup as to where it came from. And here's what the Post-it note said. The Post-it note said, "The universe rewards action!" Exclamation point. 4 words, the universe rewards action, exclamation point. That's it. That's the best advice I ever received from my dad, but I've used it my whole life. Like, have you ever been caught in a rut and you're like, oh, I got to get out of this rut, and you keep thinking about the rut, and what you're thinking about is the behaviors or the habits that you're engaged in, and you're thinking about how to, like, get out of the current habits and get to new habits, but, like, you don't know where to start? The Post-it note says, just start by doing something. You ever, like, struggle getting out of bed? You're like, I can't get out of bed. Like, I want to get up and be on time to where I'm going, but oh my gosh, there's just so much overwhelmingness and so much to do. Like, take an action. Not like the full action, not like jump all the way up out of bed, but like take an action. Like, move your blanket. The universe rewards action. That like a body in motion wants to stay in motion, right? So that, like, once we create motion, once we create action, we start moving toward our desired state. Running good, effective schools and classrooms and all the work that we do in the edu sphere is about, like, moving from point A to point B, from our current reality to our desired state, this place that we want to be, right? Place we want our students to arrive, place that we want our schools to arrive, our school culture to develop into. All of that takes a ton of work. It's a ton of work to get from point A to point B, right? True story. And that's true for me in my own personal life, getting out of bed or getting to the gym or getting on the treadmill or getting to the place where I'm eating healthy. Those are all, like, it takes a lot of work. And if you overthink the work, if you think of how many steps and how many stretches and how many little iterative actions it's going to take to arrive at that hard place, it's overwhelming. You're like, dude, I don't know that I can't start a diet today because I got to go shopping. There's just too much involved. I'll start that thing tomorrow. The thing is, if you're going to start a project that's overwhelming and has too many steps, take a step. Just take. The universe rewards action. Hey, I got to start this diet. It's going to take so much stuff. Oh my God, I got to go shopping and I got to do all these things. I'll start that tomorrow. No, start it right now. The universe rewards action. Make a list, right? I always make a list. My mom taught me this. Step 1 on the list says, make a list. Step 2 on the list says, follow the list. Then I can check 2 things out before I even get started, right? So the universe rewards action. If you're overwhelmed by a future desired state, somewhere you want to arrive to, but it just seems so far away, take some action, any action, and the universe will reward you. And it happens to me all the time when I think about this. I'm like, okay, it's just over. I'll make it a list. And then like somebody walks in the door and goes, hey, I just went shopping. Here's a bunch of stuff. You're like, oh my gosh, the universe has taken my, desired state and started to move me in that direction. I think just because I took that one action. Taking some action always leads you in the direction of your desired state. Well, it's that way in all projects and all life. Like we should celebrate each action. We should celebrate what's called an approximation, right? Like, hey, we just move in the direction of our desired state. We should give ourselves a little reward, because that will reward us for a habitual step toward the desired state. So like, if you only give yourself a reward once you've arrived at the desired state, arrived at, I lost 10 pounds, here's my reward. If you reward yourself only at the end game, well then you're rewarding goal outcomes and not like the actual behaviors that create the goal outcome. So if we reward ourselves for each approximation toward that which we want to accomplish, then we'll come back and keep behaving that way because we seek the reward, right? So you're like, okay, I want to get this big project launched. I'm feeling overwhelmed. I've been putting this off for, days, weeks, months, or years. The universe rewards action. What action am I going to take right now? I'm going to just put my shoes on. And if you put your shoes on, give yourself a little reward. And even if no other action takes place today toward that desired state, but you put your shoes on, you give yourself a little reward, that's going to make you put your shoes on again tomorrow. And once you put your shoes on again tomorrow, you might be like, okay, I'm going to take one more step. And it's this approximation, these short little iterative stretches toward your desired state that create the habits that create the outcomes that we're all looking for. So look, the best advice my dad ever gave me came on this little yellow Post-it note, and clearly I've been thinking about it for like a long time. Look, I'm 51 years old. Maybe I've been thinking about this for 40 years, since I was 11 or 12 years old, and so I got a lot of thoughts on it. But it makes a ton of sense to me. When I get stuck, when I get in a rut, when I'm thinking about the rut, instead of thinking about where I want to be, I just say, hey, the universe rewards action. I take one action, any action, in the direction of my desired state, and then I reward action. I say, hey, good on you for taking some action. Tomorrow, let's take that action +1. And if we just +1 every day, we start moving. Once the train gets moving, a body in motion wants to stay in motion, and we're rewarding ourselves for that motion. And my goodness, anything is possible once we start living in that sequence, in that cycle. All right, that's my riff. I'm heading to work. It's a Friday. It's Spirit Day. It's a role model day. I'm super excited to see how everybody dressed up today. I'm super excited to head into the weekend full of life and energy and joy. It's the middle of October, and we got great weather here in Sacramento, California. Wherever you are, I hope you're enjoying the fall season. I hope that your Friday is amazing, and I hope that your day 46 of your journey, through the 180-day school year is rocking. My name is John Eick. You can find me on the Twitters at John_Eick, or find me anywhere out there on, in the interwebs. Reach out to me. Tell me what you're thinking today. Maybe we could riff together about a topic that bubbles in your brain basket. All right. Thanks for listening. We'll catch you next time.